Pull the way up like we in the club. Fly flashy, grown classy, so turn to the dub. Saturday mornings, no walk of shame, we fresher. 950 lounge, that's my guilty pleasure. I don't miss my favorite show, I put everything on hold. Work the baby, even the babysitter know. When 950 come on, don't bother. I'm locked in 10 to 1, no problem.
Got a brother here right next to me to my left. That's a professional guy. He's doing a lot of different things.
Everything.
Cleaned up, making rodeo look really bad. But obviously, with all that's going on and with our government and obviously the tragedies that have transpired this week, he's got some advice and some information that really can help people through tough times. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Non-Fee Lounge, Mr. Lamar Parker. Welcome to the show, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No doubt, man. And again, thank you for coming.
You got the job.
Clown's got you.
Getting paid. I love the coordination. I like the time, man.
Thank you, brother.
I like that time.
I appreciate that. So maybe that.
And I'm a fashion connoisseur, man.
Oh, okay.
So,
Well,
I said the word right, too.
He wouldn't know.
No, well, you know.
He's coming back. You just came from the gym.
He's in construction mode.
Yeah, whatever.
Good save.
Good save. Yeah, touche.
Good answer.
But Lamar, man, welcome again. Good morning to you.
I appreciate it.
You're in the insurance business.
Yes.
And, you know, obviously it's insurance is something nobody likes to talk about or prepare for, especially within our communities. You know, people, you know, we wear, even though we're 200 plus years from slavery, a lot of us still have a slave mentality. We wear everything we got in our body and we drive it.
We sure answering about it when it happens. There ain't no insurance money. Yeah. You know, we ask after the fact.
I think a lot of people now is coming up more to age of getting insurance and trying to get up. I don't think it's like it used to be, like it was back when our parents and grandparents. I think now more our generation and now are getting more responsible.
Well, Lamar, tell us about that. I mean, have you started to see a change in what people look to ages where they're buying insurance? We have young parents. So what are you seeing out there in the field?
I would say that although we are aware of insurance, most of us depend on insurance from our job, which is okay, but you know the reality is in corporate America, in any job, you could get fired tomorrow.
Right.
And the minute you get fired is the minute you don't have insurance. And the other part of it is we wait till it's too late to get insurance. Right. You know, when we're diabetic or we have, you know, some disease that, you know, is uninsurable. And we should be getting insured life insurance when we're young.
Right.
You know, I have it for my son now. So in the event that
how old's your son?
And he's 5.
Smart man.
So you know, and I didn't necessarily get it so I can have money for when he dies. I got it so I can fund his college, fund his business,
exactly.
You know, and leave a legacy for him on top of whatever he's getting from me. He'll be a millionaire without me. On this earth. But you know, that's just the truth. But I really got it so, you know, as a savings vehicle for him.
And the beauty of this, you know, and we're talking to Lamar Parker, a professional licensed insurance person. The beauty of that is that this doesn't take a lot of money to do.
No.
You can make minimal dollars. If I gotta imagine a 5-year-old getting insurance, it's got to be probably pennies on the dollar per month.
Absolutely.
You know?
And well, let me just backtrack. Just so people know, there's 2 types of insurance. There's your term, and then there's your permanent or whole life.
Right.
And the term is just they're not bad. Neither one is bad, but the term is a less expensive one, and it's like car insurance or renting a home. You pay into it. If you need it, you get it. If you don't ever use it, you just lose that money.
Right.
And again, it's not bad, but it's different as opposed to whole life, where it's like owning a home. It's building equity.
Right.
And that's the one I got for my son. So it builds equity, and
that's what I have as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
And you could borrow from either one, right?
You can borrow from whole. Term you can't borrow from.
Oh, okay.
Term, again, there's no equity built. There's no cash savings.
It's just what it
death
is.
benefit.
It is what it is. It's a death benefit.
Right.
Your beneficiaries get that. You get nothing from it.
Oh, because you looked at me like, you my brother, you can't get nothing.
Well, bruh, we'll pause some.
Yeah, get off me, man. Shoot.
Now, let's jump into what obviously, again, the tragedies that we experienced in Florida this past week, and what we've seen in our inner cities, where we know younger and younger people are having fatalities.
Right.
Talk about from a standpoint where, as a professional in the industry, your conversations with parents or people who are younger, how has that kind of changed the face of your game? Because 20 years ago, I'm sure when people, I don't know how old you're doing it professional, but it look good anyway. But when people started doing insurance, it was like, well, I got the family now, and now I got to do it.
Right.
But in today's world, where things are so much different, individuals that maybe don't even have kids need to start thinking about that.
So what I talk about now is, especially when you're young, because the reality is life insurance is a lot less expensive when you're young.
Right.
And the older you get, the more expensive you get, because not only are we closer to death, but we also get more health issues. So I really, young black professionals or young just professionals in any event, I tell them, listen, when you hit 2021, if you don't have whole life insurance, get it now, because it's a good savings vehicle to use, and it's tax free when you need it. Now, don't wait till you have a family to start saving money. Because your normal savings account, you might get less than 1%. With a good whole life policy, you're getting 2%, 3%, and the longer you keep it, the more you're getting back return on your investment. So don't wait till you have a family.
I totally agree, because it's something I have, and obviously, as long as I stay healthy, knock on wood, that's going to turn into something down the road where it's almost a savings. So I don't even worry about it or think about it.
Now you said that the more you keep it, the more earnings you get. Now, when the market starts acting funny,
right,
will that affect?
Good question. So we know that the stock market took a major plunge
a week ago.
Yeah. Trust me, I saw my stocks. I was nervous,
son.
Right. So the good thing with life insurance is it's not in the market.
Right.
Oh, okay.
It's your money, and what the return that you're getting is what we call dividends. So the insurance company, typically they are in they're in a market of like real estate and things of that nature. So when the insurance company does well, they in turn reward the policyholders with dividends.
Oh, okay.
And that's where your dividends or your interests are coming from.
Have you seen an influx of people reaching out to you, moving their money out of their 401ks and into more of these policies?
You know what? People are still attracted by the sexy investment. I say sexy because everyone wants that
Well, she
big
takes
hit.
that lipstick off, so she might not be that sexy.
She may not cook. She look good outside, but she may not cook and clean.
But you get her in the house.
Right. But
no.
that life insurance policy is, it's like that old stable Esther. She's gonna be there no matter what.
Right.
She's gonna give back to you. She's gonna clean. She's gonna, I had a business when I was young. I was in a different business, and the market of that business went down in flames. And I had to shut that business down. I had 3 or 4 properties. I was doing well. I had to figure out how I was going to pay for those properties because some of my tenants weren't doing well. And when ish hit the fan, I was able to call my insurance policy, get some money tax-free, and be able to make payments and just live day to day until I figured out what I was gonna do.
Right.
Smart move.
Now, the funny thing is, because I know, like you said, you do get through your job. I got like about 3 insurance policies. Now, one
Me,
of them,
myself, and I. No, I'm just-
yeah, but now the funny thing was is that I got one of them, and I can't remember the actual name of it. But what it was that I was at that time trying to talk to a young lady that was selling it.
That's why you got 3, huh? That's why you got 3. Morning, noon, and night.
So the funny thing was, I was making a joke to her, and she was like, "Yeah, you know, you need life." I said, "Listen," I said, "I don't want to have no life insurance that pays me out when it pays out my people when they die. I want something that can pay me out when I live."
Right.
And so she did gave me an insurance policy that does pay me out, that pays out to me when I hit the age of 65.
Okay.
And I pay a little bit on it now, but the good thing is that when I hit 65, I do get at least, I think about close to 100,000.
Yeah, you saying it on camera? You let people know how much you get?
But
He's
I'm
Mr.
saying,
Dope,
but
but they know
that's-
he got money. 65, because they're going to be downstairs. Hey, you're 65 today. I
But see,
heard.
but
Happy
this is-
birthday.
But the thing is, I'm just saying, but there are certain policies out there like that.
Yes.
That they can, see, and that's what I'm saying. People should look into policies
Right.
like that,
Absolutely.
especially when they're young. Put into it now. Then when they get to a certain age, because not everybody the way the economy is going, everything else, people have to work till they're 65, 75, and older.
Yeah,
Right.
the saddest part is seeing that 75-year-old at Walmart.
Yeah, people are living longer now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like, can you speak a little bit on policies like that?
Sure. So, one particular policy that I always encourage people to do is almost a customized policy where you kind of decide when you want to stop paying. You know, obviously, when you get retired, you have a fixed income. You know, your hustle game is not as good as it was because you don't want to do it, and you don't have enough income coming in. So, a customized allows you to stop paying at a certain time, and still continue to have access to that money, and the money continues to grow. And that's probably what she put you in, and that I have that. Again, I have one for my son. My mother has one. You know, and it's a good vehicle, again, to use as a savings, but it's also a good vehicle to what we call supplement your retirement.
Right.
Yes.
As we all know, you have your 401ks and your mutual funds. You can't touch those till 59 and a half. And
Without penalty.
Right, without penalty.
penalties,
And even after that, when you can touch it, you still get taxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Based on whatever your reduced tax rate is, it's still going to tax. Your life insurance policy is not taxed. You know, so that those savings aren't taxed. And the other thing is, when your beneficiaries get to it, they're not taxed either. You know, you know, obviously you have to structure it a certain way and not necessarily put it in an estate. But if you name your beneficiary as your estate, that's a good way to avoid that tax.
What about now you got people selling their insurance, like, you know, people get a certain age, 65, they don't want that insurance, so now they selling it.
Right.
How they go, what's that about, selling your policies? to
Well,
somebody else?
that's sort of like a secondary market where you kind of sell. It's 2 ways you do it. You have your term where you kind of sell that off, or you have your whole life and you sell the benefit off plus the savings.
Right.
But people, the main reason why they typically sell is because they have to continue to make those payments past their retirement.
So it's like liquidating,
Yes.
like giving this to somebody. It's like, oh, pass, okay,
Right.
you got everything I got, and it's officially yours.
Right.
Oh.
Right. And but you're selling it to pennies on the dollar.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what
so
I mean?
it's like, let's say it's $1 million policy.
Right.
How much would you?
You're basically saying, give me 500,000.
Right.
And you can have that $1 million policy, which is why, again, I encourage people to do the customized policy,
Right.
because now all that money is yours and you don't have to continue to pay on it.
Right.
And you're not losing anything, and you're not selling it
Right.
Right.
for half of what you've invested.
Oh, okay.
We're talking to Lamar Park. We'll take a quick break and continue talking. Obviously, again, some changes in government. And also, you have also some other things you do in sports. And we'll dabble in that. We might know some of the same people. Still chatting it up with my man Lamar Parker. Backstage, you had a couple questions you want to dive into?
2 people asked me 2 questions. One, they was going to ask you, what is when the person's getting the death benefits from the how long do they get that for?
What do you mean?
When the person passes away and now they get the money. Now, is it something that they get on a consistent, or they get one lump sum?
One lump sum.
Okay.
So $1 million policy, you get $1 million check.
Ed, you better.
No,
Ed, you better.
No wonder it be a lot of
healthy.
fighting. No wonder it be a lot of
Yeah,
fighting after
yeah,
somebody passed. They got insurance. Boy, everybody be looking sharp-eyed and everything.
And
Sharp objects.
Yeah,
now,
that too.
the other thing that they're looking at, they was asking also too, what about that other policies that's out now, especially the one from like Gerber Life for the little children?
Lord.
Yes. So Gerber's, I mean, it's a good policy. You know,
Look at his face. He didn't even want to say that. You see, now some people now for people who are listening, like Lamar had his face like Gerber.
He don't even like the food.
It's just like
Who eats Gerber?
I mean, listen. I always say if that's what you can afford, then go with it. It just it's limited. If you want a whole life policy, it's limited in what you can do. There's no growth in it. If you pay for 20, that's what you're gonna get.
And it's run by babies.
yeah. So that'd be perfect for you.
I want my money.
So let's from a government standpoint. Obviously, we've seen a lot of government changes.
Right.
Has the government, some of the government changes that the Congress has put in place, affected the insurance industry over the last couple years?
The biggest effect it's had is mostly regulation. How you approach potential clients, how they approach you. But what it has done in regards to all of the other estate taxes and all the other other investment opportunities, it makes life insurance a more safer bet and a less taxed way of going about, not only protecting your family, but also protecting your money.
Now, is this pre-Obama or post-Obama?
It's either one. It hasn't changed much.
Okay, because I'm scared because when you say pre, because everything was good back then, and now with post, they blowing everything
all
up.
good
So
till
we're
we
gonna
go.
ask.
Right.
Well, I never did, but could I file taxes on my insurance?
No, because it's post-tax money. You can't necessarily get a tax benefit from the money that you put into it. But
Because somebody asked me, and I was like, I never
I get
did
that question a lot. Yeah, you can't use it as a write-off.
Everybody on the hustle. Now, you again, you know, you professionally and nally dressed today, but you do other things as well.
Yes.
I know you used to be an NCAA official.
Yes, I currently am a NCAA official. I played a little basketball in college, a little semi-pro. So it's a avocation of mine that I enjoy. And
You probably yelling at the TV at the Knicks, right? I could do better than Milakina.
Nah, he was playing back with
Walter Berry?
Nah.
No, I used to when I got out of college, I used to play with Walter Berry. I know him. He's a good guy.
Came and played with Prince and them to my shoot the J.
I'm not wearing any heels.
You was doing computer blue?
Darwin
Blouses.
So kind of going completely off the grade of what we've been talking about, but with NCAA tournaments fast approaching, I think next week, 2 weeks ago,
Another
2 weeks from now, the
Yes.
conference tournament
Yeah, in
start.
3 weeks.
Your thoughts? I mean, what conference you cover, and what's your thoughts on the tournament?
I think the tournament is just it's good energy, man. When you're watching, young kids play hard for no other reason but just to play hard, and it's exciting but also nerve-wracking. When you're watching it, you feel for a kid that missed a shot or made a turnover.
Especially if you got money on it.
Oh, especially if he's in a Power
I
Five.
think it really changed the sport when it started that gambling, the NCAA.
Yeah.
I mean, even though they're not involved in it, but believe me, when money's involved in sports,
Well, when they moved
it's
the
more intrigue
when they
to
moved the
it.
games out of gyms and put them in arenas, and they started paying sneaker deals to the coaches
And they don't
more
wanna pay
than
the
more
kids.
than their salary.
Right.
Don't wanna
That's
pay the
when it
kids.
changed.
Right.
I mean, I remember watching something a couple weeks ago, repeat, with the 30 for 30 on the Big East, and they said John Thompson and Boeheim were getting more
Yeah,
on their
yeah.
sneaker deals
Than
than
you
they
pay.
were
It
from the
still
school.
is.
Well, I mean, but back then the money was
Right.
so. But now, I mean, everybody's making millions of dollars. But even then, like, they get paid $150,000 from your job and getting $400,000 from a sneaker deal,
Right.
And they're paying you to wear the sneakers is crazy,
Yeah. So now, what do you find it now from then to now? What you find more exciting about the tournaments?
You mean from like a player to a referee, or?
Yes.
You know what? you're always more excited as a player. You're never gonna get that thrill of playing in front of thousands of people, and you know. But as a referee, you know, if you're built to be the most hated person in the arena and still do your job, you know, you'll get a portion of it.
What does a person have to say to you to get a tech? I mean, it's something they
Talk about
have
your
to
mama?
say. Look, I didn't like your suit last night. All right,
You sold me whole life, mother. You know?
What is that? What is that? You cannot cross the line with me. You know, what I'm saying?
you know
let
what?
them vent a little bit.
For me personally, is when they become personal. You know, if you tell me the call sucked, or you know, and you know, referees are human, so most times they know if the call sucked.
Yeah.
You know, but if you say, you know, you suck, or you know, there's a curse word, or you know, you do something just out of bounds where it's a personal attack, you know, you're gonna get a tech at minimum. You might be hitting the bus early.
Yeah.
Right.
Double tech.
No, I don't want to double tech. You just got to go.
Now, I'm not saying you, but I know a lot of reps, do they do those makeup calls when they know they made a mistake on one call, so they come down to court, all right, traveling, only took one step. You know,
No, I mean, listen, most referees want to do a good job. Most referees, believe it or not, practice their craft every day, just like if you're a player. Every day I watch video of old games. Every day I'm reviewing the rules.
Right.
But I always tell people referees are no different than players. There are referees that are great in the crunch time, and there are referees just like players. You know, I had a few players that were the best players ever in practice, and when the game hit, they freeze. They can't hit a shot.
Layup.
You know, there's no difference. You know, referees work just as hard as players, and they are susceptible to mistakes, just like players.
Have you ever try to work some business deals while you? Hey, listen,
You mean
man,
on the foul line?
you
Listen,
just tore your ACL. I think you might need some insurance.
Nah, I don't. I don't want the NCAA after me, and I don't want the SEC after me.
Good man. Good
Church and
man.
state.
Good
Church and
man. We got a few minutes left, Lamar. I want to thank you for coming
Thank you,
on.
I appreciate it.
Well-rounded, a lot of good information that I'm sure our listeners will benefit from. Before you get out here, give me a 5-point plan on why people should have insurance, even if they're healthy, young, and don't have any kids.
A 5-point plan. I'll keep it brief. You want to protect your family. You know, we have family that you don't want to leave. I don't want to leave my son with nothing to show for it. I want to build that legacy. Another part of the 5-point plan is you want to protect your money. You know, you want to have a well-rounded portfolio. There's nothing wrong with having investments, but it's always good to have a secure stream of income that you can put into and know it's going to be there when you need it. Something we didn't necessarily talk about, if you have a business, life insurance is a good way to protect your business if you have a business partner. You know, sometimes we get in situations with business partners where they may get a divorce or they want to get out of the business. And that's a good way to go, okay, you want to get out, fine. We both have policies where we can buy you out. You know, as opposed to trying to
beat it, would you?
Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to trying to borrow money to get
the big red thing. Yeah, throw him out.
Absolutely.
Right.
Hang them over the leg.
You're gonna leave this business one way or the other.
Which way you want to go?
Right. Number 4 is again, whole life insurance is a good way to minimize your taxes.
Right.
You know, when you're trying to supplement your retirement. That, you know, again, you save that money, those dividends, that money you put in, you know, you can get some of that money back, you know, when you get older. And number 5, you know, what do you?
It's just the right thing to do.
It's just the right thing to do. Oh, number 5, college funding.
There you go.
You know, that's a good way to fund your child. I think my son, I bought a small policy. By the time he gets college age,
he gonna be the man running around.
He'll have $20,000.
You see all these diamonds I got on? Don't pay that no mind. Don't. That's just how I do. Don't pay that no. My now later gators. Don't worry about what I'm doing. You do what you do.
But here's the real honest to God truth. By the time he hits 50, if I don't touch that money, he'll have $250,000 of cash saved.
Nice.
from me paying $50 a month.
Cash.
Yeah, just
cash alone.
So, you know,
he gonna have all the honey. You done put your son on notice for all the young mothers out there. Baby, you're gonna become a Parker.
I need to see credit reports, though.
I need to see credit reports.
Give us your information, Lamar. How can people reach out to you, learn some things, become new
Absolutely.
clients?
So you can always reach me on Facebook, LamarButlerParker.com. You can reach me email, lbutlerp@gmail.com. You can call me, preferably on my cell phone, 917-774-7464. I'm never in my office. I'm a single dad. I'm a business owner. I don't have time to sit down.
That's right.
Respect, brother. Well, again, man, appreciate this time. Thank you so much for coming on.
Glad you sat
Lamar
down with
Parker.
us.
Yes.
Yo, can I get it in the morning? Every Saturday I be up, no yawn.